I've also brought with me here a draft communique
我这次也带来了
personally signed by President Nixon.
由尼克松总统签署过的公报草案。
好的，
All right.
我把这份公报草案带回去研究一下。
然后咱们再交换意见。这2天，你可以到北京各处走走逛逛。北京的秋天很美啊。
博士先生，总理已经给你们安排好了行程，希望你们这次来访多了解一些我们中国的历史和文化。颐和园要去，长城也要去。
Well, we are very much looking forward to it. Thank you very much. Now, Premier Joe, during this visit before my departure, President Nixon gave me very strict instructions about chalking out all of his routes for coming to China. However, it seems that Premier Joe has been much more circumspect than myself in this regard.
基辛格博士啊，你不觉得你今天来到北京，这是一个极其特别的日子？
A special day, sir.
特殊的日
How
子
so?
怎么特殊呢？
今天是
Today is opening
第
day of
26
the
届联大
26th season of
开幕
the
的日子。
January Assembly.
Yes, well, Premier Joe, I understand your concern, and we are
我
working
了解您
diligently
所关
to
切
achieve
的
this goal together.
相信也是为了这个目标而努力的。
博士先生所说的目标，和我们所说的目标
The goals that
恐
you
怕
refer to is
不是一
probably
回
not
事。
the same as
The 26th UN General Assembly shall open soon with one important issue on its agenda, i.e. the restoration of PRC seats at the United Nations.
Do you like China?
I think China's extraordinarily beautiful.
You can see there. The old building. It's so beautiful here. And you can also see that.
Now, tell me a little bit about it. What is that?
Maybe I will tell you later.
Wonderful. Now, Miss Ling, am I to understand that you previously studied in the United States, yes?
Yes, I graduated from Yale.
And what was your major?
International politics.
Well, then we have some of the same academic interests. You know, from time to time, I used to go to Yale to give lectures.
Wow.
It was a shame that I did not see you there.
But we know each other now.
Yeah, indeed. Now, Miss Ling, tell me honestly, do you prefer living in the United States or in China?
There are many things I like about the States, but China is my motherland.
I love China.
Of course. Well, as you know, the 26th session of the UN General Assembly has just convened. Do you feel like your motherland is particularly eager to enter the UN General Assembly?
Well, you can say we're eager to enter, but you can also say the otherwise.
What do you mean?
For China, they are a quarter of the world's population. We're certainly eager to enter the United Nations. However, in Chairman Mao's words, we've been waiting already for 22 years, so it will be okay for us to wait a few more years.
George, do you think the Red China will be admitted to the UN during the upcoming General Assembly?
The number of countries that support Beijing is basically almost the number of countries that support us. It's hard to say what side will eventually win.
So we have to extend our work, especially with the small and medium countries. You know, even if they are weak, they count for one vote in the General Assembly.
I'm afraid that they will beat us in Beijing regarding this. I mean, they honestly assist small and medium-sized countries. For example, the plan in Tanzania and Zambia railway. These two countries are trying to increase their influence in Africa. That's why, at this present moment, the African nation believe that it's their duty to help China to enter the United Nations.
But the Red China will sooner or later enter the UN. However, it cannot be during this General Assembly. It's a crucial step for the US global strategy. Do you understand?
I will do my best to complete my task.
Yeah. Thank you, George.
The debate on the China seat in the United Nations will start tomorrow. Last year, we failed by a narrow margin. This year, we are determined to win.
17 countries have sponsored our proposal, 2 more than those sponsoring the proposal by the United States. We must make full use of this debate to win more countries to join us.
This year's UN General Assembly shall be the last chaired by UTAT, the first Secretary General from Asia. He has always supported China in joining the UN. We must make use of this advantage. We cannot delay the process any longer.
When I was in Beijing, I learned a Chinese idiom, 人生气，太傻泥. When the people are of one heart and mind, they can move Mount Tai. The Chinese see imperialism as a big mountain. This time, our task is to move that mountain. When the people are of one mind and heart, they can move Mount Tai. When the people are of one mind and heart, they can move Mount Tai.
Premier Zhou, I know that you are particularly concerned about the 26th session of the United Nations General Assembly. However, it behooves us to inform you that in order to adapt to this new situation, the United States, we are prepared to put forth a new proposal on China's seat.
博士，
Doctor,
你所说的新形势
what is
是
this
指的
new
什么情况？
situations that you are talking about?
Last year, the PRC got over half the votes that it needs during the voting session at the UN. Now, this illuminates to the United States that we will not have enough votes to be able to block your admission. If you can't beat them, join them, we say. So, we have been forced to adopt a new strategy.
你的这个提案
This
不
new
就是
proposal
既
is
接纳
about
我们
accepting us,
又
but
保
also
留台
not
湾吗？
expanding Taiwan.
It seems that Premier Zhou is intimately acquainted with this
看来
situation.
您很了解情况。
你的这个新提案其实
Your new
不是什么
proposal
新
is
东西。
actually not new at
早
all.
在18年前，杜勒斯就已经提出过，由共产党中国参加联合国大会，由国民党中国参加安
Dulles
理会的
already
设想。
proposed it.
No. President Nixon's position, it has changed. President Nixon, he supports the PRC's entry into the UN General Assembly as well as on the Security Council.
取得联合
Now,
国和安理会的双席位。
contrapuntly, the president cannot condone expelling Chiang Kai-shek's sect from the United Nations altogether.
博士，
Dr. Kissinger,
你们的这个新提案，按中国话
as the
讲，
Chinese saying goes,
是换
this
汤
is a
不换
change
药。
in form.
如果你们在联合国大会制造2个中国，
Creating two Chinese in the United
中国政府
Nations.
将坚决反
The
对。
Chinese government firmly opts this.
什么双重？父亲，父亲，您让我找的书，我给您找来了。
你给我找的书啊，有时间我一定看。
父亲啊，哎，父亲，您最近的身体不太好，就别再操心这些事了。父亲，您放心好了，金国把这些事情一定都会处理好的。
这个事情非常的关键。自毛泽东在北京建立政权以来，每年在这个联大的席位讨论上，我中华民国都会受到一次屈辱。现在美国竟然提出这个双重代表权案，我们绝不能接受，这可是原则。
是啊，现在联合国那边亲北平的人确实是越来越多了，这也可能是尼克松顾及我们的面子吧。
哼，他只是顾及他自己的面子罢了。哎，我刚才说的呀，你一定要让我们的代表有个清醒的认识，无论遇到什么情况，不能轻言撤退。这个我们在联合国的合法席位，那就是最有说服力的国际地位。如果退出了联合国，那我们就是真正的退出了国际政治舞台。
好了，父亲，您就好好休息吧，好吗？
好好去吧，去吧。
好。父亲，那金国就走了。
恩来啊，这几天你跟基辛格谈的怎么样？
我们谈了几个回合呀，最后基辛格还是提出说，他们抛弃台湾会牵扯到美国国内的两党两院，希望我们能够理解他们的苦衷。台湾问题可以放在尼克松总统第2任时再彻底解决。
想瞒天过海呀！
我对他说，如果贵国政府在台湾问题上仍然坚持过去的立场，那么我们不得不对你们总统访华的诚意表示怀疑。
楚河汉界，各执一词。我看这下基辛格肯定着急喽。
的确是如此啊，他要求中途休会。最后他们研究的结果是，美国人认识到，住在海峡两岸的所有中国人都认为，只有一个中国，台湾是中国的一部分。
不是一部分，是一个省。这样的表述才更准确。
是的，我也是这样告诉他们进行修改的。
基辛格不愧是个博士，能想出这么弯弯绕的表述语言。不过说到底呀，台湾问题我们并不着急，拖上100年也没什么大不了的，终归会回到人民的手中。联合国也是一样。恩来啊，按照联大议程，现在该进入辩论阶段了吧？
是啊，辩论的十分激烈。美国人为了混淆视听，又抛出了一个双重代表权案，不同意驱逐台湾，竟然还为此找出了一个理由。
什么理由？
说在联合国，苏联就拥有苏联、乌克兰、白俄罗斯3个席位，3个投票权。这么大的一个中国拥有2个席位，属于正常。
胡扯！苏联有3个席位，那是罗斯福总统在2次大战期间为反法西斯战争答应的。这只是一个极特殊的个案，和中国的情况完全不同嘛。我们绝不上2个中国的贼船。中国不进联合国，照样生存，照样发展。不管是乌鸦叫还是喜鹊叫，我们今年不进联合国。
Mr. President, today...
No, you cancel all arrangement for 2 days.
The debate over the PRC seat at the UN is now drawn close to an end. The number of votes in support of Beijing remains relatively stable and shows signs of increasing. But the number of votes calling for retention of Taiwan's seat at the UN isn't quite stable. 30 countries on the fence haven't decided for which they will vote.
Mr. President. George, the vote is going to start. Are you sure of it?
Yes, sir, Mr. President. We are doing what should have been done. Out of 130 state members in the UN, I have held over 200 talks with delegates from over 110 countries. Our ambassadors from around the world are doing their job.
I hope so.
Their measure will not be stopped.
I hope so. I don't know why, I got a bad feeling about it.
The fight for the UN has come to a critical junction. In his speech, Mr. Malina, Vice Foreign Minister of Albania, announced the US government for hampering the restoration of the legitimate rights of the PRC at the UN.
你好，是罗总统。
父亲。啊，没什么问题，一切都在我们的掌握之中呢。您说的这些我都记着呢。
前锋同志，
怎么样？是，您说的那些话，我都记着呢。那您先挂，哎，好。怎么样？
情况不是很乐观。我刚刚汇总了得来的情报，很可能会有半数以上的国家会支持阿尔巴尼亚和阿尔及利亚的提案。
联合国参加关于中国席位辩论的一共有65个国家。坦桑尼亚代表说，联合国里没有占1/4的中国参加，这样的机构是残缺不全的。摩洛哥代表说，把中国排斥在联合国大门之外是违背联合国宪章与宗旨的。阿尔及利亚代表针对美国提出的双重代表权案说，我们承认中华人民共和国驱逐台湾，并不意味着要驱逐一个国家，而是要赶走一个反对派少数政权的非法代表。
阿尔及利亚朋友言之有理呀。
美国代表布什强调，如果驱逐台湾蒋介石政权出联合国，必须有2/3的多数票来决定，这就是他们所说的重要问题提案。
完全是一派欺行霸市的流氓做派。
主席，您觉得咱们今年能进联合国吗？
你说呢？
一定能。
到时候我们就看看投票结果吧。
Tomorrow, the UN General Assembly votes on the proposal. This shall be a decisive moment for victory.
It's time for us to exert efforts.
For our Chinese brothers,
I suggest we write a letter to the Secretary General UTANT requiring the statement of objection to two Chinas published by the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs be printed and issued as an official document of the United Nations.
That's a good suggestion. Then more countries will see clearly and join us.
To avoid any unexpected situation when the UN General Assembly begins, we shall urge the Assembly President to put our proposal to vote and to prevent the American proposal from gaining a head start.
That's right. Once our proposal is passed, there will be no chance at all.
Then let's work together, because the UN cannot do without China.
Together! 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 George, the bill may not pass this time, You have to make everything in your power to prevent the People's Republic of China to get a seat in the UN.
But, Mr. President.
There's no but. Even if the Red China have to be admitted a day, it have to be during the next General Assembly, after my visit to China. Is that clear?
The week-long debate on China's representation in the UN has ended. A total of 12 debates were held, and representatives of 74 countries spoke on this issue.
Now let's vote on the resolution of Albania, Algeria, and the 23 other countries to restore the seat of the People's Republic of China at the United Nations.
总裁，云天也在这儿啊，
父亲。
哎，
总裁。
哦，
父亲。
哎，好。
快倒点水。哎，您一个人自己过来的，别人呢？
我就是想来看看你，我要这么多人干什么呀？
怎么样
？76票赞成，超过了半数，
通过了。
联合国秘书长吴丹发来了电报。我荣幸地通知你，在10月25日举行的联合国大会第1976号会议上，以76票赞成、35票反对、17票弃权，通过了第2758号决议，同意接纳中华人民共和国为联合国代表和安理会常任理事国，并驱逐台湾蒋介石政权，顺治最高的建议，无担。
76票赞成，35票反对，17票弃权。董事长，
哎，主席，
你是真正的联合国问题专家。只有你说对了，中国今年能进联合国。
主席，您今天安眠药算是白吃了。
哎，拿酒来。
好，姐，我去拿酒。漂亮不漂亮？漂亮！
哎，你们说这花漂亮不漂亮？
漂亮！
韩乐欢腾，
猪贝贝。
这就像建立新中国的一大，我们党和人民的大喜事啊！
博士先生，你对我们这一次会谈还满意吗？
Oh, very much, sir, very much. Thank you, Premier Zhou, for your hospitality.
谢谢您的热情款待。
I know that President Nixon will come to China
我
and
想
have the
尼克
same
松总统来到
warm
中
feeling.
国也会有同样的感觉。
那我们就共同等待着与尼克松总统共享会谈的愉快。
We are very much looking forward to it.
我还有个会，我请我们外交部的乔
I'm
冠
having
华
a
副
meeting
部长
later.
送你
I've
去
asked
机
Qiao
场。
Guanhua to accompany you.
Thank you very much, Premier Zhou. Thank you.
Doctor, when you return home, you will definitely be warmly received by President Nixon again.
President Nixon termed these trips as ice-breaking trips.
Doctor, do you think China can regain its seat in this year's season of UN General Assembly?
No, I'm afraid not. I don't think you can be admitted into the UN this year.
In your opinion, when do you think we can get it?
Next year, after President Nixon's visit to China, then you'll be able to get into the UN. What's so funny?
Oh, no. Nothing.
Come in, please.
Doctor, this is what we have just received. Please take a look.
Thanks.
Are you okay, Doc?
No wonder that Chow was laughing so joyously. He already knew.
Do you think they will associate this failure with our trip to China?
What?
I'm just speculating.
You know what, Winston? Let it be. I've said more times than once that once the United States and China establish normal diplomatic relations, well, the whole geopolitical landscape will be revolutionized. I just didn't think it would happen so quickly.
赞成票的76个国家，亚洲国家有19个，他们是阿富汗、不丹、缅甸、印度、西兰、伊朗、马来西亚、尼泊尔、巴基斯坦、科威特等。
大部分是老朋友，也有一些新朋友。
非洲的票数最高，有26票赞成。
海内存知己，天涯若比邻。非洲与我们虽然是远隔千山万水，却为我们出了大力呀。这就是人心换人心，四海皆兄弟的道理。
拉丁美洲虽然只有古巴和智利2个国家和我们建交，但投赞成票的有7个国家。
美国的后院起火，这可是非同小可的事情。
欧洲国家只有马耳他投了我们的反对票。
连美国的盟友，英国、法国、荷兰、比利时、意大利，都造了美国的反呢。
主席啊，这段新闻我都给你读了3遍了，你还没听够呢。
好消息听100遍也不够啊！辛苦你了。
只要主席高兴，我读100遍都行。
傻孩子，谢谢你了。我这不过是打一个比方，你还当真了？啊？
彭飞，总理，总理，挂花。
总理，
总理，好。
总理，联合国秘书长吴丹先生给我们发来了电报，希望我国尽快组派代表团参加正在召开的第26届联大。
吴丹先生这么着急？
他也是好意，在我国恢复联合国合法席位的问题上，他一直是支持我们的。吴丹先生说过，恢复了全世界人口最多的中华人民共和国的席位，联合国才能算是真正开始了工作。
是啊，我们能够重返联合国和这些非洲国家人民对我们的支持是分不开的。眼下的问题是，人家既然门开了，我们是去还是不去？
如今联大已经开到一半了，我们这个时候再去，会不会太仓促了一点？而且不管从精神上还是物质上，我们都没有做好准备。联大接下来的议题是什么也不知道，我们连提案都还没有做呢，所以我觉得明年去比较稳妥。
我同意凌燕的意见。现在在有些干部群众的眼里，联合国就是资产阶级反动派的讲坛。如果我们事先不做一些铺垫性的说服工作，就派代表团前往，可能会授人以口实。
彭飞、冠华，你们的意见呢？
我还没有想好，还是先听听大家的意见吧。
总理，此事重大，我们要不要请示一下主席？
咱们还是先开个会研究一下，然后再向毛主席汇报。
外交部的意见我知道了。我觉得没有必要搞得那么麻烦嘛。现在就派代表团去。
好，主席，我马上组建代表团，出席26届联大。
这个代表团很重要啊。团长的人选你有考虑吗？
这个嘛，我正在考虑，主席的意见呢？
我觉得乔老爷就很合适啊。
我和主席想到一块儿去了，我马上安排。哦，主席啊，你的身体还没有全好，怎么到门口来迎接大家呀？
你们都是有功之臣呐！啊，
主席，
我当然要亲自出来迎接嘛。
主席，
乔老爷，
主席，
你这回可真的要上轿喽！到了联合国，可要把这台戏唱好啊！
主席放心，我一定不辱使命。
我看了外交部国际司发来的报告，这次联大表决，英国、法国、荷兰、比利时、 加拿大、意大利都造了美国的反呢，投了我们的赞成票。拉丁美洲是美国的后院，只有古巴和智利跟我们建交，但这次居然有7个国家投我们的赞成票，美国的后院起火，这是件大事，
这正如主席说的，得道多助，失道寡助啊。
是，联合国131个会员国，76票赞成，这么多国家欢迎我们，再不派代表团去，那就没有道理了。当然，不高兴的人也有啊，蒋委员长那就是头一个呀。好，坐吧。好。
美国务院说要发表声明，目前我们没有看到。
要发表啊，也是一篇吊丧的文章。不过话说回来了，我们中华人民共和国代表团第一次在联合国亮相，确实需要有一篇有分量、宣言式的发言。
主席，这一点我们也想到了。目前我们正在起草。
这篇讲话很重要啊。1950年，我们那时候还在花果山你乔老爷不就跟着伍秀全去了一趟联合国吗？
不错，我还记得伍秀全同志在联合国演讲的题目是控诉美国武装侵略中国领土台湾。
是啊，题目是控诉，控诉就是告状，告玉皇大帝的状。那个时候，玉皇大帝很神气，根本不把我们放在眼里边。现在不同了，玉皇大帝要光临咱们花果山了啊！你们这次去啊，不是去告状，而是去伸张正义，长世界人民的威风，给反对外来干涉、外来侵略的国家呐喊助威啊！这篇发言就是要开宗明义，第一要算账。这么多年不让我们进联合国，中国人民和世界人民都憋着一肚子的气呀！要点美国、日本的名，不点不行。第二，要讲一讲联合国成立以来世界形势的变化，要讲讲中国自力更生、艰苦奋斗，取得国家独立、民族解放，这不是吹牛，是事实嘛！美国必须从台湾撤走他的武装。第三，要讲一讲我们对国际问题的基本态度。总而言之，这篇讲话要旗帜鲜明，高屋建瓴，用简单的语言讲述美帝国主义失败的过程和中国人民的正义要求。我建议这篇文章你乔老爷亲自动笔来写怎么样？我就等着欣赏你的大作了
您放心，我保证完成任务。
纷乱的世界上，我信步走过，变幻的风云里，你越发巍峨。唯有那么一天，环球同此凉热，云水间响彻我们